You are level 8 and you're ready to do the core regardless of what your soul is. Let me just quickly demonstrate. I have not upgraded my soul at all. Now, before we get started, you need to have some units, one of which I do not have. I'm just using Frisk for my special soul, don't worry. Right now, you need Pyrope, but I don't have Pyrope. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go into the shop, open up Hotland here, since I've already beaten Hotland, and I'm going to try to find Pyrope. I haven't been spending my souls all that much, so I actually have enough to open up multiple boxes here. Let's hope I get Pyrope. It would be very awkward if I didn't. There we go. Now we have Pyrope, and we're going to switch out Lesser Dog with Pyrope, who costs 600, and we're going to start this core. Let's do this. All right, we are now starting the core. Let's see what kind of enemies we're going to have coming out for us to deal with. As you can see, we have 32 health final froggets. Now we're going to head right over here and we're going to place our first Pyrope. We can only place one. Things are a little scary if you end up starting with a single frogget that has tons of health. In the case of that, your Pyrope will definitely do their best, but they only deal 20 damage every 4 seconds. So you might actually have to restart if you get that. Maybe. You can't afford to, you can't just let them go through. You will survive. This isn't like the genocide route where you only have 1 health. So actually, yeah, just let them through. You're going to be fine. Now, we are right away. Objective number 1 is getting multiple Pyropes down. That way enemies don't get through. Objective number 1. We cannot let these enemies get through if we want to get lots of money. So now we already have 3 Pyropes down. We're going to make it 4. And then with 1 or 2 more kills, we'll make it 5. There we go. And now that you have all your Pyropes down, we're going to try to save. I'm not sure that you can get away with saving, but we're going to try to, because we're going to need as much money as we can manage for the upcoming parts. Alright, so we're just killing these final froggets, one at a time. Yeah, those enemies have a little more health, don't they? Well, I'm sure we're fine. Mostly fine. Just wondering, it's been a while since I checked Plane's range. Alright, so Plane can indeed hit from there. Good to know. We're going to need to know that for when these enemies get over here. So as usual, I recommend against skipping. Skipping is nice, but you can get overwhelmed very easily. If you can survive skipping, you probably don't need the guide, at least in the early stages. Alright, so you see, every time an enemy approaches, they take about 100 damage from our Pyrope, I guess, group here. And with that, that one was taken down. Now there's another one approaching. And it just got burned alive as well. Another down. We just need to keep eliminating them one by one. We're trying to get as much money as we can. That way we can actually kind of figure out where that's going to put us in the next wave. It costs 2,200 to upgrade Pyrope, so I'm really hoping I don't end up needing to. And it looks like we will not need to. It looks like it. We'll have to wait a little longer to be sure. You know, what's the harm? I'll upgrade a single Pyrope in the front here. We're getting so much money that we can get away with it. So this level 2 Pyrope does 55 damage with a slightly higher range than their Pyrope brothers at 16. So we can just go ahead and speed up the process of eliminating enemies that go into our range. And that's going to lead us into the next stage, which is the plane stage. You might be asking, when does Jerry come into play? We might not need Jerry at all. I'm hoping we don't need Jerry, but Jerry is a measure that I'm taking just to be safe. Jerry is our If everything else gets maxed, we'll use Jerry. All right, so with that, now we move on to the next stage here. And I want my planes to be in the most relevant locations as possible. So, you know what? I'm going to start by placing one plane right over here. I don't actually like this spot a ton, but it'll get the job done. And because I don't want any flying units coming through, I'm going to bring this plane to level 3. Dealing 100 damage AoE every 6 seconds, that should stop most of the flying units coming through. Now, I'm not going to say all because that would be too easy if it did manage to stop all of them. And you know what? I think this is a good time to place 1, 2, 3 Jerrys. Get the Jerrys starting to work. Yeah, for 100 damage on our plane, we can now one-shot pretty much anything that comes out. There we go. I think the plane will barely get it or not get it at all. Dang, didn't get it at all. Well, that's why we save money for another plane, which we'll be placing in a bit of a improved location of right here. Then we can place the remaining 2 Jerrys. Jerry should be almost finished preparing to be useful. Dead. All right, now we're going to take a look over here. We have more coming through. My plane really messed up and let so many enemies through. I can't believe my plane. I trusted that plane to get the job done, and did it? I mean, sort of. Yeah, there comes Jerry. The enemies are getting stronger, but I think our pyropes will be able to handle it, especially with that one upgraded pyrope. There we go. Another level 3 plane. I don't think flying units will be able to sneak through for a good while now, so we can actually place other things for a little bit. Shoot, okay, they are getting through slightly. Well, this is why we don't skip. All right, so I'm thinking... Yeah, those units are just going to walk right on up to our plane. And our Jerrys. Our Jerrys will actually probably be a good way to stop that from ending our lives. I think I want to upgrade the Pyropes all to level 2. Get them at a combined 225. Doing that should lower the chances that enemies are getting through them. I think we'll need a third plane eventually. So let's not waste time and just get the third plane now. I'll place them right here, bring them to level 2 immediately, and I'll have them prioritize weaker targets, which would be flying enemies. Okay, let's keep going. Yep, enemies are now coming from this tunnel. You might notice that enemies are coming from a bunch of different paths. They come from that path, they come from that path, that path. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they have 5 separate ways to come in and attack you. Flying enemies only spawn from one entrance. One of the mini bosses even has multiple possible entrances. So there's a lot of fun stuff that can go on there. I think there are 2 level 1s in Pyrope Land. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So we're going to make you level 2. We're going to make you level 2, and then we're going to make another... Oh, are you tanky? No, they're just getting stronger. There we go. We actually got a lot of hits there. I like it. And we actually stopped all the enemies going down the straight path. We just raised the cooldown of our plane, but we increased their range, damage, and AoE. Okay, I was concerned I saw Jerry walking that way, but Jerry's just spinning around. It's no enemy. So with that, we should be again safe from most enemies, with the exception of ones that have 800 health for some reason. Those enemies are pretty scary. We're still taking them down, it just takes way longer. Level 3, so now this plane does AoE. AoE means area of effect, in other words, it hits more than one target at one time. Like that, killing all the magics in one single strike. And as you can see, my pyropes are doing their job of stopping the enemies, especially when they're helped by a reliable plane. So now let's keep going here. Astigmatisms are coming. I don't see Night Knight. There is Night Knight with 5,000 health. Night Knight intends on completely ending our run and making us lose, which is why Jerry's level 2, level 2, level 2, level 2, and one level 1. Now our Jerry defense will be slightly stronger. And Jerry is probably going to be one of our main methods for ensuring that Night Knight doesn't survive. Right now we have all the 40 ones out. It'll take a little while for the level 2 ones to appear. And in the meantime, the plane is thoroughly bombing this one enemy. We have 250 each, so it's nothing to laugh at. And there's our 100 health Jerry's. So every 5 will deal 500 to Night Knight. And since we have a bunch of low health ones running around, there's a good chance one of them might bump into Night Knight. But as you can see, I couldn't trust these units to take down Night Knight. They deal damage, but they don't deal enough damage. But as a group, they got Night Knight down to 2200 health. In fact, they did one extra 55 damage hit. Now it's all up to our Jerry defense. Our 100 health Jerrys, I think, are finally about to really start separating and start spreading out across the map. Hopefully they go the correct path for us. None of them did. Excellent. We have a 40 health Jerry heading for Night Knight though, so it's all good. Well, that's why we have one last plane here, isn't it? That one last plane is going to ensure that we can't actually die, but then Jerry is going to help make sure of that. Alright, Jerry's, I need you to turn this way. You see this enemy? The only enemy currently alive? I need you to walk towards the enemy. There we go. The 40 health Jerry did it. The 100 health Jerrys think they're too good for me. The 40 health Jerrys know who paid for their existence. Okay, 100 health Jerry. I need you to turn towards the enemy. There we go. And with that, now our Jerry defense will begin to kill Night Knight with the help of our plane. Every attack on this soldier is dealing 100 damage, meaning this soldier has 15 health left, maybe 16. Alright, plane, I need you to keep striking. Don't let up. If you let up, the enemy might get to our defenses. Okay, less than 10 health. plane. There we go. That's probably the last hit we're getting from our plane. Unless we got one final hit from our plane. What an absolute troop that plane was. So this is when you're probably going to notice that me not having soul upgrades is pretty detrimental. If I had the bravery would go left. If I went left bravery, my planes all would have damaged Night Knight for much longer, and Night Knight wouldn't have gotten this far. If I had true patience, I would have had enough money to kill Night Knight. And if I was determination, this actually would have all played out roughly the same. Which is why I'm playing Soulless, because Determination plays most of the game Soulless, and I get to help Determination users. So, continuing on with Wave 4, we're going to bring our final Jerry to level 2. Alright, we have some brand new enemies, each with 440 health. We can take them, that I'm sure of. We're going to bring another plane up to level 4. It'll take a little bit since they're pretty expensive, but that's fine. Right, come on, game. Yeah, the Jerrys are just kind of popping up and dealing a small amount of damage every once in a while. There we go. Another level 4 plane. Remember, don't bring your planes up to level 5. I should have said this sooner. If you bring them up to level 5, it looks very strong. 1000 damage a second with 50 range. You also only get a single attack before your plane just dies. It's a little thing that I don't think any other tower really does in the game. Just making itself disappear permanently. But yeah, it does it. Alright, Jerry's, we need you on level 3. We can't afford to let enemies through. You all need to get strong. There we go. Now we have an army of level 3 Jerry's. Jerry's, keep getting stronger. Level 4. Level 4. I was hoping I wouldn't need Jerry, but I can now see that Jerry was still very necessary. The more money we get, the more Jerry upgrades we have. We almost have them all at level 4. One left. Another level 4 Jerry. And now this plane's going to bomb them for 100 each. Another bomb, please. There. And now they all have 20. Those all up 6. Okay, they're all dead. Another group of Jerrys will approach, and I'm sure our plane takes care of them easily. A new intermission means that we bring 2 Jerrys to level 5. And I think we're actually on the final wave now. So the final wave is precisely the reason why I wanted as much Jerry's to be level 5 as possible, since as a collective, Jerry's do almost 2500 every wave, and we're going to need every little bit of damage for this next part. If you are underprepared, this is the wave that will make you regret being underprepared. Alright, I need to get another bomb on them. You're letting so many through their plane. Of course you let them all through. At least you took care of those. Right. I'll just place a plane here, I guess. Now, where was I? Level 5, level 5. And we just have one more Jerry now to max. There are some of our max Jerrys coming out with 480. Just a couple more kills and we are set for Jerry. All Jerrys are now maxed. The map will now just start being crowded with these strong Jerrys. Also, I might need to upgrade this one more, maybe. We'll see. I might be fine. We might be fine here. Okay, so this Pyrope right here, I'm thinking about upgrading them. I'm going to save up though until the boss comes. I think you all know who the boss will be, but if you don't know, let's make it a yeah, it's Metaton. All right, we need to get one Pyrope to max strength here. Max strength Pyrope attacks twice every second, so this will do 100 a second. All right. So as you can see, this Pyrope is rapidly attacking, burning these frogs alive. The frogs stand no chance against our friendly arsonist. I think there are still some enemies going, yeah. But with every bomb dropped on them, they stand less of a chance. Let's get another Pyrope up in strength. There we go, level 4 Pyrope right there. So Metaton hasn't up until now taken many hits, but now Metaton is taking tons of hits. And now we are trying to burn Metaton alive. Pyrope isn't doing a lot of damage. Thankfully, I expected this. I'm going to bring this one to level 3 as well. Now, we have a useless unit. Once everything but Metaton is dead, this plane gets like one more hit. This plane will get more hits when Metaton comes over here one more time, because Metaton doesn't go straight over to your base. Metaton runs around the whole map. So we're going to sell that unit, and then we're going to go over here, and let's bring you up to level 4. Now that unit is level 4, we just play a waiting game. I'm going to just watch Metaton. That Jerry narrowly dodged hitting Metaton. This would have been the one instance the plane hit for about 250. So 8,300 health remaining. Do you think we'll win? Do you think we'll lose? Of course we'll win. This wouldn't be a guide if we ended up losing the Metaton. All right, now Metaton is going to loop around. Metaton's pathing, I don't have it all memorized, but basically I'll go down Metaton's rough path. Metaton starts here, goes through, makes a turn, makes another turn, then makes another turn. This is roughly the pathing that Metaton follows. Turns around, goes through here, makes another turn, makes another turn, makes another turn, another turn. You see, he makes a lot of turns. Makes another turn, makes another turn. We're almost done with Metaton's pathing. Makes one more, no, actually no, a turn and then one more turn. Metaton will then go straight into your health, and before killing you, we'll actually run into it, turn around, and then kill you. So Metaton goes all over the map. There's only one part of the map, a little over here, that Metaton never touches. Metaton touches pretty much every other part of the map. All right, so our Pyropes, as you can see, combined with Jerry, severely wounded Metaton. All we need now is a few more hits. And the reason I selected my Pyropes to go here is because most enemies go here in order to get to your base. Metaton goes through this spot, if you weren't counting, 3 separate times. One over here when he's first coming, another when he's coming down the first time, and then he loops right around in here again for one final visit in this one place, meaning this is the best location to focus fire on Metaton. The game froze, but now we're back, and Metaton's almost dead. As Metaton gets lower and lower on health, he speeds up. That's not going to help him much. He has less health than the combined power of the Jerry defense. So Mettaton is actually going to run right into his death. Are you ready? Are you ready for Mettaton to just run right into a Jerry? And with that, Mettaton's been defeated. And this has been the core guide. If this guide helped you, please leave a like, and so other people know, I recommend also leaving a comment. If you want to see more guides like this in the future, please subscribe. With that, I'll see you all next time. Oh, wait, one more thing. You're level 8, so you're probably considering to reset. It's pretty easy to reset. All you have to do is go to this nice flower called Flowey here, and click on Reset, where you'll lose all of your common and elite towers. You'll keep secret towers and a few other things. Basically, you keep most things. You lose the least important things, really. Uh, but with that in mind, don't reset yet. There are 2 points where it's okay to reset. One of them is where you get Astigmatism's recipe. You see, when we beat Core, we got Final Frog's recipe. You need Astigmatism and Whimsalot. That's the first time it's okay to reset. The second time it's okay to reset is a little later on when you beat the level 10 fight. I'll show you where it is. I already have a guide for this. It's called the Omega Flowey guide, but that guide, well, you should be able to follow it if you've been following this guide. I will say I'm a little stronger in it than I am here, but that's a thing for another time, right? You can decide whether you want to just get Astigmatism and Whimsalot, if you want to beat Omega Flowey in here, or if you want to disregard everything I'm saying and just reset right now, way too soon. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.